Good morning, students. Today I'm going to continue the same chapter with the topic physical properties. The chapter is nitric acid that I have told in the previous video how to prepare nitric acid and methods for the preparation of nitric acid that is already given to you. In this video, I'm going to give physical properties. So we'll try to understand what are the physical properties of nitric acid. The first point is color. If nitric acid is pure, it is colorless. Or you can say if its percentage, its concentration is 98%, then it is colorless liquid. But if it is impure, or you can say concentration is 68%, then its color is yellow, or you can use yellowish brown. Okay, you mark it, yellowish brown. Odor means smell. What type of smell? It is suffocating smell. Suffocating smell means you feel irritation when you inhale for a long time. Taste. Its taste is sour taste, as we know that acids has sour taste. Next is nature. Nature means you have studied in chapter 3C, water of crystallization, hygroscopy, efflorescence, deliquescence. So here nature of the nitric acid is hygroscopic. So we try to understand what is hygroscopy. When substance has tendency to absorb moisture from atmosphere, but it will not dissolve in absorbed water. This tendency of a compound is called hygroscopy, and that compound is said to be hygroscopic. So nitric acid has tendency to absorb moisture, water vapor from atmosphere. That's why we call it is hygroscopic in nature. Next point in physical property you see is physiological action. What is the physiological action of nitric acid? Physiological action means when nitric acid comes in contact with the skin, it is dangerous. It is non-poisonous, we can say it is non-poisonous, but it is corrosive in nature when it comes in contact with our skin. And as we know that skin having proteins, different kinds of protein, and when nitric acid comes in contact with the skin, it forms xanthoporetic acid, and at that place the skin becomes yellow. The skin will change into yellow because of the formation of xanthoporetic acid. The next physical property is solubility. Nitric acid is soluble in all proportion. Now we will talk about litmus test. We know that acid turns or changes litmus color, and there are three indicators that is called lab indicators. Household indicators are different, lab indicators are different. So in these indicators are, the first is litmus paper. Second indicator is methyl orange, and third is phenolphthalein. When nitric acid is added on litmus paper, its color is blue. When added, it changes red. It proves that the nitric acid is acidic in nature. And in the next experiment. If you add nitric acid in methyl orange solution, methyl orange, its color is orange, then the methyl orange color will change into pink. And in the next, if you add nitric acid to the phenolphthalein solution, it is colorless. Its initial color is colorless. It has no color. When nitric acid is added, it remains colorless. So these are the indicator tests of nitric acid. Once again, nitric acid turns blue litmus paper red. It turns methyl orange to pink. It turns phenolphthalein colorless and remains colorless. These are the characteristics or action of nitric acid on indicators, lab indicators. Next, we'll try to understand, is nitric acid monobasic acid, dibasic acid or tribasic acid? Nitric acid is a monobasic acid. How? When nitric acid or water is added to acid, when water is added to acid, it gives one hydronium ion. How many? One hydronium ion. It means we can say that nitric acid contains one replaceable hydrogen atom. It has only one replaceable hydrogen atom. That's why it is forming one hydronium ion. This is why nitric acid is a monobasic acid. It is a monobasic acid. Yes. It has, you can also say only one OH bond which is directly linked with central atom. This is why nitric acid is monobasic acid. That you can also say. Now we are going to move to the next topic, and that topic is chemical changes or chemical reactions. Under this heading, we'll see many reactions. In this video, I'll give few reactions and then I'll provide more reactions in the next video. So we'll see here few reactions. The first is reaction or reactions with alkali or base. When acid, this is the concept, when acid react with alkali or base, it always give salt plus water. This is the concept. Acid, we are talking about nitric acid, we take HCl. Alkali, we have studied in chapter 3, acid, bases and salts. Alkali is a kind of base. But what is alkali? We can say that soluble bases are called alkali. If not, it is not an alkali. But you can also say all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkalis. Only soluble bases are alkalis. So how will you recognize that which compound is base, which compound is alkali? So if the name called and its term last word is coming oxide, hydroxide, means that compound is basic in nature. As for example, sodium hydroxide, NaOH, it is an alkali. More example, you can take FeOH whole twice, ferrous hydroxide. Yes. Now I'm going to explain what will be the product. So as you recognize, this is an acid and this is a base, so surely it will give salt and water. You know the formula of water, so we'll write first. But what will be the formula of salt? For that, we will dissociate into ions at rough place. Hydrogen, we know that it is monovalent. Cl is monovalent. I did one mistake. We are talking about nitric acid, so we'll take here HNO3, not HCl. HNO3. So it will dissociate into H plus and it will be in NO3 minus. It is monovalent radical, it is also monovalent. Similarly, you can write here sodium is monovalent and hydroxyl OH minus is monovalent. The positive of the first reactant will go with the negative of the second reactant and giving water. And the same way, the positive of the second reactant will go with the negative of the second reactant. You can see that both are monovalent, so the cancel the charges and the product will be NaNO3. Yes. Similarly, you can do for the next example. Just you write into ions H plus and NO3 minus, and this will be cross multiply, this two will go that side. It means AP is here divalent and here is 1, so we'll go right hand side. OH is monovalent. The same concept, positive of the first will go with negative of the second radical and it is forming H2O. And the same time, the positive of the second reactant will form a compound with the negative of the second reactant. But here you can see that ferrous Fe2 plus is a divalent and nitrate is monovalent. So what we will do here, we'll do the cross multiply. This 2 is for nitrogen also and oxygen also. Must you know that if two different atoms are there in the radical and number is more than 1, number is 2, 3, 4, then that is for all the atoms, not one. This 2 will not multiply with only 3 oxygen. No, it is also for nitrogen, it is also for oxygen. And here is 1 will come this side, it means Fe1. 1 is not necessary to write. And this 2 is for nitrogen and oxygen. So first you write NO3 in the bracket and then this 2 will go to the right hand side. So what will be the formula? FeNO3 whole twice. This reaction is not balanced, but you have to balance, so here will be 2. You can see now how many oxygen, 3 to the 6 and 2 8, 3 to the 6 and 1 7, so make it 8, multiply it 2, 8. Now count iron, how many iron? 1, how many iron here? 1. Next is nitrogen, how many? 2, nitrogen is how many? 2. Then rest, who is left? Hydrogen, how many hydrogen? Right hand side 4 and this side 2 and 2, 4. So reaction is balanced. Now I'm going to move to the next reaction, and that is with carbonates and bicarbonates. Reaction with carbonate and bicarbonate. Carbonate is a divalent radical and it is bicarbonate is monovalent radical. Not only with carbonate, it means with metal carbonates and metal bicarbonates. So first we'll see the rules, or I can say the key. When acid react with metal carbonate or metal bicarbonate, it will give metal nitrate. This is the concept. It will give metal nitrate plus water. What will give? Water plus carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas. And its characteristic is it turns lime water milky. It turns lime water milky but has no effect on acidified potassium K2Cr2O7 potassium dichromate solution. Okay, carbon dioxide turns lime water milky but has no effect on acidified potassium dichromate solution. This is the test for carbon dioxide. Now we'll see the example. Acid HNO3 will take metal sodium carbonate. What will be the formula? So we'll try to understand how to write formula first. As we know that sodium is monovalent. How monovalent? Because sodium atomic number is 11 and its configuration is 281 and it is metal, and metal has tendency to lose electron. So after losing it carry one positive charge. So it is monovalent. Carbonate, already I have written, it is divalent. So here we write CO3 2 minus and cross multiply the radicals. What number is there? Just cross multiply. So what will be the formula? Na2CO3. Okay. Now write the product. So as we know that the concept is when acid react with carbonates or bicarbonates, it gives metal nitrate, water and carbon dioxide. You know the formula of water and carbon dioxide. So write first H2O plus CO2 gas. Now one is left, that is metal nitrate. So we'll see how to write. Break into ions H plus and NO3 minus. H plus and CO3 2 minus is given H2O plus CO2. Don't write H2CO3, that will be wrong because it will form carbonic acid which is unstable. So don't write directly H2CO3. Must remember the concept, it will always give water plus carbon dioxide. Now here you can see that only Na plus and NO3 minus is left now and both are monovalent. Cross multiply the radical, so what will give? NaNO3. Now balance it. How many sodium? 2, so make it 2. Now how many nitrogen? Is 2. This side is 1, make it 2. Now find out how many oxygen? 3 2 is 6 and 3 9. 3 2 is 6 or 2 8 and 1 9. Hydrogen is how many? 2. Hydrogen is how many? 2. So every atoms are balanced. You must remember you have to balance the equation. If you not balance the equation, so you can understand like that. If we have gone for marriage, you have done everything, all the programs are done, but at the last moment you have not given sindoor. So there is no use, no value of that marriage. All the parties has done, but you have not done that, means there is no value of that marriage. So similarly, if you have written the correct equations, but if it is not balanced, then that is not taken as a correct equation. So you must know, you have to balance the equation. Now I am going to move to the next reaction, and that is with reaction with metal sulfide or metal bisulfite. Sulfite or bisulfite. sulfite formula is SO3 2 minus and bisulfite is HSO3 minus. Concept is when acid react with metal sulfite or bisulfite, it will give metal nitrate plus water plus sulfur dioxide gas. Okay, and what is the identification of this gas? It turns lime, water, milky, as well as it also turns acidified potassium dichromate solution clear green. Okay, this is the identification of sulfur dioxide gas. The question can come, how will you distinguish between sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide? So as you saw that carbon dioxide has no effect on potassium dichromate solution, but sulfur dioxide can affect and it turns acidified potassium dichromate solution clear green. Now we'll come to here. Take acid HNO3 metal. This time I'm going to take another metal. I'm taking calcium, and calcium atomic number is 20. Its configuration is 2882. It is a metal, and you can see that it has 2 electrons in the outermost shell, means it will lose 2 electrons to complete the octet structure. So after losing 2 electrons, it becomes 2 plus. And this time I'm going to take bisulfite. So as I have written the formula bisulfite HSO3 minus, we can see that as I told that if there are 2 different atoms and number is more than 2, that is going to multiply, then first of all it will be in the bracket. So what will be the formula? CaHSO3 whole twice. This is the formula of calcium bisulfite. Now concept, follow the concept. Acid, metal sulfite, bisulfite. What is the concept? Will give metal nitrate, water and sulfur dioxide. We know the formula of water and sulfur dioxide. So we'll write first H2O plus SO2 gas. This up arrow indicates sulfur dioxide is a gas. Now question is, what will be the product of, what will be the formula of metal nitrate here? Again, just to write like that, H plus and NO3 minus. H plus and HSO3 minus has given H2O plus SO2. So which is left now? These 2 are left. You can see that calcium is divalent and nitrate NO3 minus is monovalent. Cross multiply between these 2, Ca2 plus and NO3 minus. This 2 will go there and here is 1 will come here. So Ca1, 1 is not necessary to write. This 2 will go that side, and you can see that there are 2 different atoms. One is nitrogen, one is oxygen. So first you take it in bracket, write in bracket, and then you multiply it by 2. Its name is calcium nitrate. Now we have to balance the equation. You can see how many nitrogen? 2. How many this side? 1. Make it 2. How many sulfur is here? 2. And how many is that side? 1. Make it 2. Now we'll move to the oxygen. How many oxygen total at the left hand side? 3 to the 6 and 3 to the 6. Total is 12. Here 3 to the 6, 4 to the 8. 10 and 1 11, make it 2, then it becomes 12. Now we move to the next hydrogen. Hydrogen is total this side 2 and 2 4, and this side 2 2s are 4. So all the atoms are balanced. So I can say that I have discussed what lesson or what topic here you have understood. So I'm going to end this topic here. We'll continue the same topic, chemical reactions. There are more reactions are left, and that I will provide you in the next video. And for updates, you like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.